December 11th, 1977, it finally happened. After 26 games worth of waiting, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers made all the right plays and celebrated the first victory in the team's brief history. Sparked by a defense that played brilliantly all season and tied an NFL record with 3 touchdown returns among 6 interceptions against the Saints, the Buccaneers released the frustrations of almost 2 years of waiting for this very moment. I loosened up. The tenseness was gone. I smiled. I couldn't wait to get into the locker room so I could cry, were comments heard on the Bucs' brief 75-minute flight back to Tampa after the game. The flight was so short, we considered circling for a while to keep the party going, said another. But waiting at the airport were over 8,000 fans, waiting with a hero's welcome home that was the high point in their history book. Chapter 2 of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers saw their sunrise. Everyone from owner Hugh Culverhouse to head coach John McKay, his coaching staff and players recognized the challenge they faced. The Buccaneers had never won a game, and yet they were the most feared team in the league. No one wanted to be the first victim. No one took them lightly, thus each Sunday John McKay's Bucs faced a thoroughly prepared opponent. Additionally, Tampa Bay suffered an inordinate number of injuries that thrust unknown Randy Hedberg from Minot State into the quarterback role on opening day. The Buccaneers were also terribly peach-fuzz-faced, struggling to get a grip on their destiny that bounded along as crazily and was as difficult to grasp as a football. At times, their best plays were turned against them, and Tampa Bay suffered through a case of the almost. Almost every Sunday, the Buccaneers came close to that first victory, as an outstanding Buc defense kept Tampa Bay in every game by searching out the football and coming down hard on the unfortunate player who carried it. Buccaneer backers loved it and cherished the feisty grit and gristle that ran through the fiber of their team. But the Buccaneers transcended their local identity. They became a national entity, a favorite topic of Monday morning coffee breaks and a crowd-drawing attraction on Sunday afternoons in stadia from coast to coast. But nowhere were they more beloved than in Tampa Stadium. Sunday after Sunday, over 50,000 fans poured in to become a part of the Bucs' home field advantage. Though the losing streak continued, Tampa Bay partisans knew that at some point the breaks would even out and put an end to the murderous hand fate had dealt them. Injury struck at the very core of the Buc offense. Quarterbacks Gary Huff and Mike Barilla, who had exhibited very definite leadership qualities as a Philadelphia Eagle, never made it through the preseason. Barilla was lost for the year, while Huff did not start until the third week of the season. Rookie Randy Hedberg took over in Huff's place. Then Jeb Blunt came in when Huff was lost for 4 more games. And against the Giants, compiled 234 yards passing, the best performance ever by a Tampa Bay quarterback. Based on their experience, Barilla and Huff number 19 should battle for the starting spot. Both mobile young quarterbacks, they hold one of the keys to unlocking Tampa Bay's offense. A key to the Buc passing attack will be the continued use of Ricky Bell, number 42, Lewis Carter, number 32, and Anthony Davis, number 28, as receivers coming out of the backfield, in addition to blocking and ball-carrying chores. Running back Jimmy DeBose, number 35, was one of the Bucs' most improved players in 1977. With continued progress, the University of Florida graduate will continue to play his football in the Sunshine State as a starting Buccaneer back. As the season progressed, the best combination of Buc backs was DeBose and number 1 draft pick Ricky Bell, number 42. Bell's first season was hampered by injury. In many games, he played hurt. But when healthy, he returned the favor and put some defensive backs flat on their backs. A healthy Ricky Bell is the key to the Buccaneer ground game. The Buccaneer offensive line was virtually brand new. Trades brought in guard Dan Medlin and tackle Darrell Carlton. The other tackle, Dave Revis, had missed the '76 season due to injury. Guard Jeff Winans had been a defensive lineman most of his career, and rookie Steve Wilson switched from tackle to center. It has the makings of a good line once Wilson and Winans get more experience to go along with the savvy of Revis, Carlton, and Medlin, who have all played on Super Bowl champions. The unit went back to basics to learn about each other. With running backs like Ed Williams, number 43, who can also block, the Buc forward wall needs only the experience of playing together to develop further. Injuries also struck the offensive line, downing tight end Bob Moore in the third week of the season. and keeping Jack Novak, number 80, on the sidelines until the 7th week of the season. Filling the gap between Moore's exit and Novak's return was Dana Nafziger, number 83, who made the Bucs as a special teamer and got to do a good deal more. Coach McKay's special teams occasionally provided their own offensive spark. Punter place kicker Dave Green handled the kicking, and he and Danny Reese, number 46, were 2 for 2 on fake punt passes. Reese was also the team's leading punt returner with a 9-yard average return, while on kickoffs, Isaac Hagens, number 81, showed the way. Hagens was another Buck who used the special teams as a springboard to making the offensive team. He provided speed to one half of a wide receiver position, sharing time with Johnny McKay, whose soft hands and precision patterns were a friendly nest for a quarterback under siege. The speed of Hagens and the hands of McKay were combined in one man at the other wide receiver spot. There was no prettier sight than a tight spiral catching Morris Owens dead in stride. Against the Seahawks, Owens caught 9 passes for 166 yards. Yet Tampa Bay lost to their expansionist brothers, and the golden glow of victory would have to wait. John McKay's defense played so well in 1977 that it was truly only a matter of time before the Bucs won. In 8 of 14 games, they held the opposition to 14 points or less, playing team defense in which one Buck defender was always followed by his orange-clad buddies. Team defense led to 4 defense-scored touchdowns in 1977. One Buck laying on a big hit, another picking up the spoils. The Tampa Bay defense got highest when challenged. Only one runner all season gained over 100 yards against the Bucs. That runner was wondrous Walter Payton, who got 101 yards. But it took him 33 rough and tumble carries to do it. Even Payton himself acknowledged the tenacity of the Buck defense. Instrumental in Payton's punishment were linebackers like Richard Wood, number 54, and Payton was not the first or last runner or quarterback that Richard put the wood to. Wood came in a trade, but the Bucs have had great success in drafting linebackers. 2 were outstanding rookies in '77. Cecil Johnson, number 56 from Pitt, and number 57, David Lewis from USC, who had an outstanding rookie season. Last year, the Bucks drafted number 61, Dewey Selman, and he has successfully made the change from down lineman to linebacker. Selman is fast enough to cover passes, strong enough to bulldog a runner, or mean enough to shoot down a ball carrier with one swift shot. Dewey is one half of the Selman brother act. Brother Leroy, number 63, plays one defensive end. Counsel Rudolph, number 78, the other. Number 76, nose tackle Dave Pear, is the man in the middle of the Bucks 3-4 defense. An intense individual who loves to play. Pear makes every play a celebration. But Pear doesn't play it just for laughs. He has become a fine middleman, sliding along the line of scrimmage, plugging up the middle, or putting a quarterback on the seat of his pants. Pear's enthusiasm was a constant source of strength for his defense mates. His antics, a source of entertainment for Buccaneer fans, and his hard pass rush, along with Counsel Rudolph and Leroy Selman, a source of interceptions for the secondary. Jarrett White, number 45, and Mike Washington, number 40, were on the corners, while safeties, Mark Cotney, number 33, and Cedric Brown, number 34, filled out a secondary that, along with excellent pass coverage linebackers, ranked third in the conference in interceptions in 1977. Both White and Washington lent excellent support to the rushing defense, stringing out wide plays or taking on a running back solo, and against the pass, the Buck cornerbacks chipped in with 9 interceptions. Free safety Cedric Brown was the junk man. Picking up caroms and rebounds, Brown was always around the ball. He turned turnovers into instant offense. Mark Cotney played strong safety with the run-stopping ability of a cornerback without sacrificing his pass coverage talent. While many of the Tampa Bay interceptions were the result of excellent coverage in the secondary, others were the result of the various pass rush options provided by the 3-4 and the outstanding charge of team most valuable player Leroy Selman. Only in his second season, Selman is already recognized as one of the finest and fiercest defensive linemen in the league. Often arriving in the pass pocket as quickly as the passer, Selman toppled 13 unlucky quarterbacks in '77. As the Buccaneers got closer and closer to that first victory, Selman was the driving force of the defense. In Week 12, when Tampa Bay came close to beating the Bears, Selman seemed to be a part of the Chicago pass pocket with 2 sacks, numerous hurries, and additional tackles that totaled 29 yards in losses. When the Bucs met the Saints the next week, Selman was a big reason for 5 sacks and 6 interceptions. The Bucs had finally won one. The first victory in the team's history had been achieved in New Orleans, while in the Tampa Bay area, thousands of fans awaited their favorites. A packed house welcomed the Bucs home, confident that the string had been broken, and they would at last be a part of a victory for the team in Tampa Stadium. The love affair between the town and its team was complete.
Gary Huff. Linebacker number 61, Dewey Selman. And so John McKay and the rest of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
On the final Sunday of their second season, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won their second straight game, defeating the Cardinals 17-7. But more important than a 2-win season or a mini-winning streak was the fact that the Bucs brought a victory home to their unfailingly faithful fans. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers approached their third season with high hopes. The string has been broken, tensions released, and the team can fully concentrate on the business of fielding a winning football team. Get ready for Chapter 3. It promises to be exciting. Chapter 2 is now history. It saw the sunrise of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.